Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, I'm going to talk about last week. You may have noticed that certain Christian apologists were very busy last week, a certain God Logic in particular, but in truth, actually, pretty much all of us were, because we attended the NAPC conference over here in the UK. Now, what is the NAPC conference, I hear you ask? Well, it is the North Atlantic Polemics Conference, where Christian evangelists, apologists, polemicists all over the world gather to give talks, to have fellowship, and to network with some of the biggest names in the online Christian space. And it was amazing. We had God Logic there, Vocab Malone was there, Jay Smith was there, Mike Jones, Inspiring Philosophy was there, which was amazing. I got to meet Mike Jones. And you had many people from Speaker's Corner there. So you had Bob of Speaker's Corner. You had me, I was there. You had David, Young Bob, lots of different apologists and evangelists. I was invited as a guest speaker. I gave 3 talks, and I was also invited to be on 2 of the panels there. Now, before you worry, all of this was recorded, so as soon as those recordings come out, I'll be hosting them on my channel and everyone can watch my talks there. I gave talks on early Muslim scholars using the biblical text, developments in Islamic theology over time, and how Islam's theology has changed over time, and how to use it polemically. And I also gave a case on why I think Islam is collapsing. I gave a positive case as to why Islam is losing worldwide, and why there are some good metrics to show that this is the case. The general theme of the conference was around the Islamic Dilemma, which obviously is one of the biggest polemical arguments at the moment for the last 2 years or so, thanks to people like David Wood. And so I incorporated that into my talks and tried to show how to use some of this information with the Islamic Dilemma. And the topic that was being discussed on the panels themselves was also related to the Islamic Dilemma. The conference itself was for 3 days. It was pretty intense. It started in the morning and didn't end until the evening. I got to see lots of other talks. We had a special guest from Australia, the land down under, the man who eats emus for breakfast. We had Robert Rowe from Sentinel Apologetics. He travelled all the way from Australia to come and meet us and to give a talk. Actually, he gave 2 talks at the conference, and it was amazing to meet the brother in person. He's an awesome guy. And after this, we went out on the Sunday to finish the week to Speaker's Corner, where it was amazing, as you can imagine. God Logic basically went there as Chef Logic, cooked Hashim and taught him how to read Greek. Robert Rowe from Sentinel Apologetics debated Adnan Rashid, who had to call Zabor in as his sidekick for backup. That was really, really good. I encourage you to watch that debate. Jay Smith attended and did his classic stand on the ladder, belt out the truth as loud as you possibly can in front of a very tightly packed crowd. A lot of apologists went up on the ladder next to Jay and managed to give their particular arguments to the audience, including me, which was awesome. And all of Speaker's Corner at Hyde Park was just, the atmosphere changed. It's nice to know that at least one day per year we get a predominantly Christian presence, where instead of the Dawa guys trying to pick on newcomers and tourists, the corner itself is so overwhelmed with Christians that there's just nowhere for them to go. And of course these Christians were all at the conference, so they've been absorbing all these different talks from all these different apologists, so they're now equipped to go and deal with these Dawa guys. So they're not naive. So the Dawa guys had to deal with hundreds of learned Christians who knew about both their faith and Islam. And it was just beautiful. It's really encouraging when we can turn the tide around on Islam. It's really noticeable as well. If you watch God Logic's videos, he has a Christian crowd around him at Speaker's Corner, which is just unusual. Usually whenever a Christian and Muslim debate, it's the other way around. There's a Muslim crowd around them and barely any Christians there. But this time, Chef Logic brought the Christians as well, knowledgeable Christians, and just watching Hashim trying to debate in the conditions that we normally have to debate in was priceless. Hashim struggled. He made a massive blunder when trying to read from Bible Hub and not realizing what he was actually reading. And the crowd realized immediately. You can go watch the video. It's on God Logic's channel. Hopefully I'll remember to add a link to it. But it was brilliant. I had some really great sort of debates or discussions with quite a few people. I had a brief encounter with Rayhan. But overall, it was an amazing day. And I know a lot of you are probably saying, well, hang on a sec, Chris. Why didn't we know about this? We would have loved to have come to an event like this. Yeah, about that. Because if you think about it, what's happening here is you're getting all of the Christian apologists and polemicists, and you're just putting them in one building all at once. It's kind of like a jihadi's wet dream. So it wouldn't be prudent to kind of give out this information publicly and just broadcast it, which is why none of us did. Which is unfortunate because it kind of means that I can only really talk about this after the event has already happened and there's no longer a security risk. If you'd like to learn more about how Speaker's Corner went, you can check out the live stream I did with David, Sig, and Robert himself. We did a late night stream where all four of us were just talking about how we felt it went and all the crazy stuff that happened that day. And of course, what is the date? Well, when we went to Speaker's Corner, it was June the 8th. June the 8th is the anniversary of the Holes in the Narrative video that Dr. Yasser Qadhi and Mohammed Hijab leaked to the internet and took the world by storm. I'm of course referring to the video where Mohammed Hijab pushed a scholar of Islam, Dr. Yasser Qadhi, to explain what he would write if he had to write a Quran, and Dr. Yasser Qadhi refused to do that and said it was very complicated and not something he would talk about publicly. And because it was the anniversary of such a momentous video, a video which made large swathes of Muslims leave Islam, as we know, we like to honor this tradition, and what better way than going to Speaker's Corner and bringing up the many different Arabic Qurans to show Muslims themselves in person. That's why when you watch some of the God Logic videos, you'll see there are Qurans being waved in the air behind him. These are the different Arabic Qurans. And yes, we brought people who knew Arabic to explain this to them. So what can we take from this? Christian apologetics and polemics is alive and well. Some of the best speakers in the world are actively engaged with Islam, and we're seeing huge momentum shift from Islam thriving in a period of ignorance to Christians being aware, better engaged, better equipped for evangelizing with Muslims and spreading this on the internet, and Muslims having simply no way of coping with this. 2024 was a great year. 2025 is going to be an even better year, inshallah. But that was the update. I've been out the loop for the last week, so I'll need to get back into things. But I hope you've all been blessed by this video, and I hope you all have a great day. God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.